Well, she was an American girl, raised on promises.
This album, whatever, is taking you through a series of moods and subjects, you know, that deal with coming of age, I think, overall, probably. But You Wreck Me is meant to be the moment where you went back in time.
The thing I like about Wildflowers album is that it's live albums. All the tracks are cut live with everybody playing. And the previous two albums, we sort of did a lot of building it up, one or two things at a time. And this time we went back to like the old way of just everybody setting up and bashing it through.
We never used the synthesizer or any computers or anything like that. Everything had to be played by hand. And there's a lot of textures in Wildflowers, in the sounds of, you know, just the general sound of the record. I've never understood that, why you would want to type up a number and use that sound. It's much more fun to move the microphone around or to bang on something. Even banging on, you know, the mic stand, if you do it right, is a much more interesting sound than bringing it up on a synth. Or I really don't care for that stuff too much. And I think not having a synthesizer led us into orchestration and using full-on orchestra and strings and horn, you know, orchestral horns, because I'd never really done much of that. But I really enjoyed that when Michael came and did the string arrangements, and that was a gas. I really had a ball doing
I think it's the best record we've made in a good 10 or 15 years. I really do. I think Tom wrote, and Mike, just a great bunch of songs. They're the kind of songs that I like. Sounds like Tom really wrote from the heart this time and just kind of let it come out.
I tried, as a rule on this album, to not have any second drafts or rewrites whatsoever. I tried to just take all the lyrics just as they came out of my head, you know, because sometimes you'll have a set of lyrics and you work on them, and you may want to change them later, you know, but this time I thought I would stick with my first thoughts.
It feels very human to me. It doesn't feel very thought about. It feels like, here's a song about somebody who feels this way, whether it's Tom feels that way or whether he's writing about another character, I don't know. But it feels very, I don't know, honest or real or something.
She liked to call me King Bee. She liked to buzz round that tree. I call her Honey Bee. I'm a man in a trance. I'm a boy in short pants. When I see my honey bee, I've got something to say.
It's a silly song, but lots of fun, and I thought it was necessary, really, because some of the subject matter is kind of serious throughout the album, and I thought it'd be nice to have just some moments of sheer nonsense.
Working on this record, Wildflowers, I enjoyed it the most of any of the times we went and working on records. I liked it the most. I actually think it's one of my favorite records.
It was a lot of fun. We worked with Rick Rubin, and he brought a whole new energy to the album. It was really refreshing.
I really enjoyed working with him. He's a very enthusiastic guy, and sometimes, you know, probably pushed me harder in some ways than I had been pushed in a while to, you know, where I would think, well, yeah, that's good enough. He wouldn't, and would push me a little harder, and sometimes he was right.
Don't be afraid anymore. It's only a broken heart.
It was a good experience for me because I like working with Tom when it's spontaneous and you just kind of sit and play the song and play what comes to mind and find the best interpretation. So this album, we took advantage of the fact that we've been together for a long time and we can play things off the top of our heads.
Here comes that feeling. I've seen in your
It's funny how you'll work all that time to make it sound like you did it in an afternoon was the goal. But I really enjoyed the whole process. I was much closer to this album than a lot of them I've made, I think. I got very close to it and wasn't in any hurry to finish it, really. The hell, I mean, I even get people coming out of comas to songs and thanking me for saving their lives. You know, I didn't really save their life, you know, but the song did.